Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. We have a little project here today. So I had set up a metal scrapper trap and it worked yesterday. I'll explain after I have a little 50+10 early morning motivation. Okay, so I had this 10x10 pop-up canopy. You've probably seen them. They fold up into a bag about that round. You take it out, unfold the four sides, put the legs down, yada yada. It's got a canopy on the top, sunshade. Well, anyway, I had that here last year. The heavy rains pool the water at the top, and then you get a storm that's windy. All that water just caved the thing in. The uprights aren't very strong, so that got all mangled. So I finally decided to give it a couple scrappers. They didn't have room for it because it's kind of awkward, so I said the hell with it. It's in my way. I put it out at the street, and I figured maybe, just maybe, I'd get a chance to trap a new scrapper, and it worked. So I happened to be getting ready to go out yesterday. A Ford four-door crew cab pulls up, nice newer looking truck, 20-foot trailer stacked to the gills. Guy gets out, he sees me getting ready to leave, and he motions, does he have to move? I says, no. So I grabbed a business card out of my ashtray and ran over there. And went to give him the business card, a Spanish guy, and he says, I got one. So apparently I ran into him before. He vaguely looked familiar. So I turned around, I pointed to the mowers I was working on in the yard, and I said, I need mowers. And so he pointed to the bed of the truck, and he had this here. He says, how much? I just looked at it real quick. I didn't notice the chute was missing. I was looking at it from this angle. I thought, oh, that kind of looked like a new unit, $30. So he moved some crap that was on it, and I gave him $30. So the deal is I'm wondering why he hasn't called me on mowers, because I looked this up. This is 65 pounds. So what are they paying now? $6 $100. So this is worth like $450 just off the top of my head. And in metal price, I gave him $30. So why wouldn't you want to bring me the mowers? Why would you settle for under $6 for this when you can make 30? I don't understand. I have trouble grasping that concept. In my little world, I want to maximize efficiency. So this is a yard machine. It's got a China engine. Haven't had one of these optimized power P510. I did have a Datsun 510 years ago. Awesome car, four-wheel independent suspension. This one here is lightweight and easy to handle. It's got a Chinese engine, like I said. It displaces a maximum of 79 cc, conforms to this, that, and the other thing. 2021. Conforms to off-road vehicles, California emissions. 2021. So this is a fairly new unit. Built January of 2021, DOM. This happens to be the 1 Papa 5 1 November uniform Alpha model engine. Anywho, let's see if it's got oil. Why did this thing come in? I'll give you the MTD number. It's got clean oil. Under my shade tree, we had a rainstorm last night. So that's good. It passed the inspection. Inspector 383 passed this unit. This is the 11 Alpha-02 Mike Yankee 700, serial 1 Hector 11 Mike Kilo 10260. Beautiful Cleveland, Ohio MTD products. So there you go. So as always, our first course of action should be checking the fuel. Oh, crazy thing just happened. Guy's van down the street, Ram 3500, got away from him and crashed into a tree. He ran after it and jumped in the driver's seat. That's something I've never seen before, except in the movies. Now he's walking into the house disgusted. It's a company van, no less. So I used my turkey baster yesterday. I left it in the sun, and the gas in here kind of melted my turkey baster. So that was 89 cents wasted, but it got me several months. So 89 cents is a great investment for these things from China. So let's take a sample of this small turd and decide what we should do. I guess we'll pull it over first, see if the engine's locked up. No sense in checking fuel condition. Okay, it's pulling over. Feels like it's got compression. Too new of a machine. Little scuffing there. I don't know if that's rat damage or not. Dino, what do you think? Why is this thing getting thrown away? Okay, small gas tank. Let's take a sample. At least the plastic on this I can see. Holy cow. Look at pulling it up. This has got great suction, and you can even see, what's happening in real time. You got the gasolina and then a milkshake of some sort. Well, that's uncool. Oh, there's a layer of scum, and then it looks like clearer fluid under the scum layer. Well, that's chemistry in the making. Let me get you back up here. Neighbors walking back to the van. I don't know how he walked out of the van without putting it in park, but that thing was moving. So I'm guessing this water level here is not good. So it says it's pulling 1 ounce of water here. Wonder if he's going to tell the boss he ran into a tree. Bunch of branches went off the top of it, and he's on his cell phone texting. Maybe he's texting right away. Boss, I ran into a tree. So let's throw this thing up on the lift and get rid of whatever moisture's in the tank and carby. What do you say? I've worked on these things before, but they weren't called the optimized power. They're 10 millimeters on the 2 bolts. These are easy to take off. I think they use quality carbs like Kean. They outsource the carbs. So let me jack this thing up. I'll get you situated a little bit better. We got compressed air. I got fresh Wawa gas yesterday. So I don't know if this new scrabber's going to come by again. He had a still weed whacker, but it was under some metal shelving. And I tried to tell him, bring it back to me once he unloaded it. So I don't know, maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe it's a hassle to save stuff. It's just easier to dump it at the yard. Get you quick money. But the smart ones bring the units to me. And then I can see what other goodies they may have on there. I'm going to stay away from the bicycles. I tried that for a while. They just don't make any money. And there's so many of them out there to begin with. Okay, take the air filter off. Not bad. Not bad. We'll put that to the side. I got to dig up a side chute. Okay, so I kind of vaguely remember this. I think the recoil's got to come off because it's all one piece. Or I can't get, maybe I can get it here. There's a 10 here at the top. I guess I could. I'll leave the recoil on. I think I can work around it. So it's been a while since I've done one of these, but it shouldn't be too difficult. I remember there's a little hose behind the primer bulb, which is extremely short, and it ends up splitting. I noticed. So what else is happening? That's basically it. Okay, that'll come off. Oh, we got to remove the top one here. It does look like it's separated here, the plastic, and I can sneak my 10 behind the recoil. So what kind of carb? K-E-I-M-A. Kima. Are they trying to make it look like a, yeah, they're trying to make it look like a Kean. K-E-I-M-A is what it is. When I get it off, I'll show you. Okay, so that's off. We need a Phillips to remove the filter holder. Even in the shade, I'm starting to sweat up a storm. Humidity's high. It's partly cloudy, thankfully, which is some help, but the humidity is still way too high. I'm looking forward to the middle of October, things start drying out. I always put a big circle on October 15th. Right around then it starts getting nice. Mornings are nice and dry. Maybe it's a little warm in the afternoon, but the humidity's bearable. Let me go ahead and remove the tank. Drop my Stanley ratchet. Give it a twist, break the tension. Sorry, I gotta block your view. The other thing I noticed, I forgot to tell you, the wheels, like these back two wheels are in the middle position. This one here is in the high position. And there's one of them's in the middle position. So whoever put this thing together didn't pay attention to the wheel holes. Why isn't this thing popping off? Am I missing a screw? Okay, there we go. The other thing I noticed with this machine, really sandy. We got to look at the blade at some point. It's probably sandblasted. All kinds of sand up here. In here, there's sand all over the place here. I need a little different grip on this. Like that. Okay. Get my container. We'll mess with that. I'll move the camera down in a minute, but we'll slide this out first. Take my linkage out of the hole. My spring, like so. And that's all there is to it. Wiggle this thing out. Sand. Sand. I'm going to blast this thing off. Then we'll look at what's in here. If it's not rusty, I'll just blast it out and put it back together again. I won't mess with the jets at all. But with that water, this thing may be rusty. Gasket came off. I'll just set it there so I know which way it goes on. Take a 10, let's drop the bowl, drop whatever's remaining for fuel. Oh boy, that's on there tight. I got my DeWalt nearby. If we've got to motivate it. Got to set it down on my bench. We'll know in a minute if the bottom of the nut's rusty. Excuse me. Then we're going to motivate and clean. That's my first indication of what lies ahead. If this is rusty. Oh wow. got some brown something. But it's not rusty. It kind of cleaned up whatever that foamy brown stuff was. It didn't damage the nut. I don't particularly like damaged nuts. Okay, holy cow, whatever's dropping in there's a brown mess. Oh, I'm going to get a razor. It's starting to pull on the gasket. Just in case this is an oddball type gasket. I don't want to have to special order it. I want to try to salvage it. But holy cow, look at the mess that this thing is dropping. Oh, much worse than what I thought. That's terrible. I did buy a 2-pack of these. I found them on AliExpress, I think. They're just the bowl, excuse me, the Honda copycat bowl. You get another nut with the washer there. So this may be an ultrasonic deal. I think it's going to be. I would really want to shake it up and not just blast it out with carb cleaner. I'm going to tear down most of it if I can get the main jet out and the emulsion tube. So I got to get rid of the back gasket here. That's going to have to come off. Try not to rip it. That looks pretty good. Stick that right there. So it would appear this one here just needs some love and attention. I'm going to try to pull the pen for the float. Kind of look around under here. Okay, pen came out easily. Well, I couldn't tell it was a white float just by looking at it from this angle. So ultrasonic. I'll take off the idle jet, secondary jet, pay attention to how many threads are showing here. Looks like 2 threads. 2 threads through. So I'll give this a little dance in the ultrasonic. Probably for 2 cycles. My Harbor Freight ultrasonic cleaner, you can time it up to 480 seconds. And then there's 2 other lower settings. So I'll run it 480 like this. Then I'll turn it over and do this side like that, just to change its positioning. So 2 passes will be fine. So there we go, 2011 MTD, the P510. Let me see if I can find a company name on the engine. I don't, it's just outsourced. Maybe you guys know. Usually if it's a Loncin, it'll have it here on the bottom of the label, but this here does not. So somebody makes it for them. They give engine family, blah, 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 blah. So you could probably run the number I gave you earlier. That's etched in the block. The 1 P510 November Uniform Alpha. Okay, you guys. Well, I'm looking at the blade through here, and the blade's fine. It's just rusty from sitting. It's got surface rust, but there's no big chop marks on the edge of the blade. I bet you it has a torch plug. I can't get the plug wire off, but I just did, and it is a torch. Torch Frank 6 Romeo Tango Charlie, it looks like. Okay, you guys, have a good day. I'm gonna stop here. I gotta feed Clucky and Dino, and then I'm gonna throw this in the ultrasonic. Maybe I'll come back with you for a second edition. How's that sound? When I get everything all organized, I'm gonna come back and we'll put it back together. I'm gonna drop what's in here and then go ahead and let this sit on my CRV. Sun's coming out again. Let this air dry, get any moisture out of it. So there was quite a bit of gas in it, but that brown layer kind of killed us. Quite a bit of gas on top, but that brown mass at the bottom was a no-no. Tip you waitress and wait staff. Adios, amigos.